This video is sponsored by JJ Drones, the droning veteran, and Chillin' in Indiana Carl.
Did you sink it? Oh, yeah. Did you sink it?
Welcome to Off the Hook Outdoors. I'm Ted, your host and team member of Rubline Scents. And today I'm going to show you how I make a mock scrape using the fresh scrape from Rubline Scents. So I'm going to give you a little rundown of what I'm using today. And if you could see the branches behind me, that's where I'm going to be making this location of my mock scrape right here. There's a couple good paths that are coming down here, and my tree stand is about 25 yards away from the camera right behind it. So this will give me a good shot opportunity, and it'll keep the scent away from my stand. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually cut out a few of these branches to sort of isolate the one branch that I want them to key on. And to do that, obviously I'm going to use the fresh scrape from Rubline Scents. I have a scrape dripper that I'm going to put the scent in. I have my Fiskars pruners. I have a pair of rubber gloves that I like to have all the time. And then I also have my little portable rake that I use to rake the debris out and make the scrape with. That keeps my hands out of there and keeps me away from the scrape. So what I'm going to do is and also I have rubber boots on. I like to have rubber boots on whenever I come into my hunting area, just so I leave minimal amount of scent. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take out a few of these branches, and then I'm going to scrape the debris away and make a mock scrape. So I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to put my rubber gloves on here. And you can get these are fairly cheap. I'll have the links to everything that I use to make the mock scrape and how I do it. It'll all be in the description of this video. The fresh scrape, go check out Rubline Scents website and go over it. We have some of the freshest scent on the market. So this fresh scrape, I'm really excited to use it this year. And I wanted to thank Rubline Scents for inviting me on the team over there. There's a bunch of great people, great companies. So if you get a chance, go over and check out the website. They have a lot of great products on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut out with my Fiskars. If you can see here, you see these other branches. I'm focused on this branch right here where I want to hang my dripper and put the scrape right here. Now in this area, let me give you a couple tips. You really don't want to scrape on the hillside. A deer really doesn't scrape on the hill, like on sideways. So this is sort of a flat area in here, one of the flattest spots close to my stand. So I'm going to key in on the flat areas where they like to scrape, but they usually don't like to scrape on like a hillside or anything like that. So that's just something to keep in mind, you know, when you're making your scrape. Okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to start trimming these branches out. So this branch right here is going to get knocked out. I don't know if you can see right here, but I'm going to take this branch out of here. And I'm going to move it to the side away from the scrape. And there is another branch right here that I'm going to leave, because once I create this mock scrape with this branch, I want another deer to make a scrape next to it, like a dominant deer to make a scrape next to it. So I'm going to leave this branch here, but I'm going to focus on this one right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a licking branch. Now this, I don't have a vine here. I like to usually put a vine hanging down, but I will put a vine somewhere, maybe along a trail or something leading to the spot. But I'm going to concentrate right here where I can hang my scrape dripper, and there's a licking branch right here for them. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut out a few of these branches here just to open it up a little bit. And I'm going to leave a couple branches on there. And I really don't want to get in here and get it all scented up. I like to reach and just have, you know, minimal amount of scent on here. And what I do is I just throw the branches away from it. Now you can see right here where I can hang my dripper from right here. And then I'm going to make a little mark where about I want to hang the dripper and then where I want to make my scrape. So I'm going to put these away right now. I am going to grab my little rake. And also another tip, and I get real particular when I'm doing the scrape, is you don't just want to rake debris everywhere. You sort of want to rake it the direction that the deer's walking, like coming and going. So you want to sort of rake it those areas. You just don't want to rake it in a circle and stuff like that. So I like to rake it in the direction that I believe the deer are walking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just rake this out here really good. And as you can see, a deer won't leave any green or anything in the scrape. They'll usually pull it out or rip it up. So what I like to do is take my cutters and I'll pull the roots out and I'll throw the roots away. And I don't really like to step in it even with rubber boots. So I like to clear out all the little debris that's in there and anything around there. Rip it out or cut it. And then really get in there and rake it up pretty good. So, and a deer, you know, deer will get in here, scrape all this out of here. And the deer is really attracted also to the fresh earth scent. So I'm just gonna mark this like this. And it's a nice big scrape. It's about 3 or 4 foot in diameter. And I'm going to throw it down like a deer kicked it out of the way. Try to be as realistic as possible. I've seen people also they put deer hoof prints in it also. So that's that. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to hang my scent dripper with the Rubberline Sense Fresh Scrape. Shake it up a bit. And we're gonna add it. Sorry about the tractor noise. My buddy's up on top cutting. So we're gonna add this fresh scrape into this dripper here. And I put the whole bottle in, and this is a 5-ounce bottle. So this will last, and man, does this smell fresh. And it's clear, a little bit of a yellow tint. It doesn't have that dark, you know, like ammonia scent. Really fresh. And what I do with the bottle is I'll just spread it out in the scrape with the bottle. Okay, I dropped the cap, but there. So that's what I do with the bottle. I'll throw this bottle aside and I'll take the scrape dripper. I'll put the cap on it. And then what I'll do is I'll turn it up, but I don't want it to really fall out. So what I'll do is I'll hang it right above this branch. I'm falling down here. And what I'll do is I'll tie this on the branch here, like so. And the branch that I cut, I actually use that so it doesn't slide down the branch. If a deer's in here, you know, rubbing his antlers on the branch or anything like that. So we're going to take this and put it through here. It's hard to tie with rubber gloves. So that's that right there. I like to keep the strings and everything out of the way. I try to make it look as natural as possible. Okay, so that is done there. Now that's going to drip right in this scrape here. What I like to do is squeeze the bottle so some scent comes out of it. So I see where it's dripping at right now. And then what I'll do is I have my rubber gloves on. So what I'll do is the deer likes to clear these branches. So I will take and I will rip the leaves off of these branches with my gloves on. And all these little pieces. A deer will get in here and rip all these leaves off. So that's what I'll do there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually break this branch once, and I'm going to rip it so it looks like a deer chewed on that branch. And I'll take a couple of the branches and I'll just bend them over, and I'll rip this other branch like this, and it gives you that feeling that a deer has actually ripped the branch. I'll break a couple more, and that will get their deer will come in here and put their head in here and their preorbital glands, and they will use that. So that's right there. I'm going to actually make this just a hair bigger because I see where the scent's dripping. So that's going to be like a big community scrape. Now you can start these as early as you want. It's just with my schedule and everything, I haven't really had a chance to get out in the woods with me fishing, my fishing videos and things like that. But I, usually would do this a little earlier in the season, but it's up and it's ready to go. And that's about it, guys. And that's how I do it. So I'm going to put a camera up on this scrape. And what I'll do is I'll put it about, I'm going to say about 15 yards away on a tree angled in here. The sun comes up behind here, so I don't want the camera facing the sun like on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it here and angle the camera down to the scrape. So we'll be right back. So I also wanted to mention, I also have a little bottle with the fresh scrape. I'm sorry I forgot to mention that. And what I do is I dump this whole bottle, this is 2 ounces, I dump that right in the middle of the scrape. And what I do is I take the caps off of these. And it isn't much. I don't pour it on the branches up top. But what I do is I take the bottle and I just stick the branches in the bottle and shake it around a little bit, and I'll like throw some scent on the branch and just like let the some of the scent get on this branch, and it's just an attractor to get them curious on the branches and some of the leaves that are left over for them to come to this spot. So, but I wanted to just show you that. I didn't want to leave that out of the video. That may help you guys. Just put a little scent on the licking branch, and then as the year moves on, you can add more scent and stuff like that to the branches and to the scrape. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you how I put the camera up and facing this way here. So stay with me. Alright guys, so I'm going to put this camera, and I use the Wild Game Innovations cameras. They'll be linked in my description also. These are anywhere from $50 to $120, and they're a great camera. I really have no problem with them, or I haven't had any issues, and they're very easy to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this right here so I can get a shot at the scrape. So, and this is very easy to work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn it on and make sure all my settings are correct. And let's see the time, 11:49. We got still video. So I'm going to put this on video. And let's see here, time and date is correct. Make sure everything's correct on your settings. Okay, so we're all set. So I'm going to hang this up right now. This camera's ready to roll. It's got the SD card in it. So I'm going to snap it in. And then I'm going to put it right here, and this is very easy to put up. I'm just going to put these are like little bungee cords that go up, and they just wrap around the camera and snap on the camera like that, like so. And I'll take this one and wrap it around also, and put that on like, oh, it come off. Hold on a second. Let me wrap it. There's a vine in the way. So there we go. Okay, so we got the video on, we got it mounted just like that. Then I check it, you can see the light going off, and then it'll go and it'll start detecting motion in about a minute or so. And that's everything, guys. You want to make sure that the debris is bent out of your way so nothing creates that to go off. And I'm going to come over here and just stand here and see, and it's looking like it's aiming. I need it to move just a hair to the right, just like that. keep it just like that, and that should be fine like that. I'll double check it. Yeah, that's good right there, guys. So it's taking video, and I have that on video right now because I like to watch and see what the deer do in the video. So once I pull this card, I will put in the future video, I'll show you guys exactly what's on there. So once again, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you watching. If you haven't considered subscribe to the channel, if you are subscribed, please share us out. We really do appreciate that. And I'm going to be having this year, I'm going to have my PA Deer Trail 2023, and then also my Ohio Deer Trail. So check it out, follow me along through the season, see how we do. But we do a lot of fun stuff here on the channel. So if you get a chance, browse through the channel, and I'm sure there's something that you would like. So, and don't forget, check out Rubline Scents. All the information will be in the description of this video. And I appreciate you watching. And like I always say, take a kid fishing or hunting. We want to preserve that sport and pass it on to future generations. And we will see you.